Alright, settle down. We've got a new song for you. This is called Do Thou Likewise. Of memorials to Colston down in Bristol we had loads. His name on schools, a decent pub, and half a dozen roads. So you might think he earned that, and at least have to admit he was a generous benefactor and a credit to the city. The Edward Colston statue stood on Colston Avenue, near Colston Street, the Colston Hall and Colston Tower too, where Eddie had his name in lights right up there by the clock, till we rolled into the harbour where his own ships used to dock. Now some hope the statue'd stay there to remind the Great Unwashed to be grateful to their betters for that philanthropic dosh. But they had to learn, the Unwashed didn't find it quite so funny. There was generous coats of whitewash on how Colston made that money, with women, men and children bought and sold like sides of meat, even branded just like cattle and with shackles on their feet. To fill his purse they died of thirst and dysentery and scurvy. He just wrote them off as wastage, all his scruples topsy-turvy. I'll not forget the day that Edward toppled on his head. I never been so proud to say I'm Bristol born and bred. White heritage is one thing, but totting up the score of the victims, then it's plain as day that Black Lives Matter more. We'd been fobbed off that long, we knew they'd never give an inch, so we ended all that flannel with a people-powered winch. And when pretty called us vandals, well my dear, we don't care tuppence, 'cause it's high time human traffickers like him got their comeuppance. She's so pretty, oh so pretty, the good book says to get to heaven that thou must love thy neighbour, and not look down on black or brown or use them as slave labour. In dealings with your fellow man, have mercy as your guide, and unlike callous Colston, don't pass by on t'other side. Now history shows that status quos need push to come to shove, and it's not soppy but astute to say your neighbour you must love, 'cause then you'll see that there can be fresh hope in every sunrise. And even Colston knew that you should go and do thou likewise. Go and do, 'cause thou means you. Now go and do thou likewise. Thank you very much.
Whatever the extra tax thing, and there was someone in the back that said, "Oh, what's the golden rule? What's the golden rule?" He said, "He who has the gold." Yeah, it's just